Although the book is definitely not about me. It's just some of my experiences helped motivate the story.
So talk to me about a little bit more about the experiences that shaped part of this book for Dan Tesson.
Um, so the beginnings, I think, were going on these protests, and we
Okay.
kidded about, if they knew that we were protesting, kind of on our lunch hour, they might be upset. And in the very first chapter, they talk about Dan, who doesn't protest, but he has this is, again, it's set in the future. So this is about the year 2040. And I set it, almost 40 years into the future when I wrote it, but it took me 20 years to write it. So that kind of eroded, and I didn't quite realize how much current events were going to look like the story that I started writing 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plague in the beginning of the book. I had no idea we were going to go through COVID.
Right.
I just imagined that this is something that was probably coming eventually. I mean, we've, as a society, have gone through plagues in the past. So yeah, so I kind of, I looked at things that I was doing and I thought, well, I don't like what's going on in the world. I don't
Yeah.
like the way people are treated. I think that there are things that we can do to make the world a better place. And I imagined this person who would feel the same way. But again, what can any of us do? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have opinions, but there's nothing that you or I could do that's really going to change the course of
Right.
society. So I came up with this idea, well, what would happen if someone had ultimate power, if they were omnipotent? And then the question comes, everyone says, if you have ultimate power, it corrupts ultimately, right? And so would that happen? If you had a good person who had this power, would they continue to be good or would they become corrupted? And so really the story began to be this idea of what does it mean to be human? And
Okay.
what would you do if you had that power? Could you actually make the world a better place? Could you go through those exercises and change things? And would you be successful?